Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about why I don't want to make more novice programs, why people need to quit making novice programs, why they are generally a waste of time. Okay? Now in the background, you guys are going to see me doing some back squats, although with a cambered bar, deadlift, bench press, weighted chins, cheat curls. Actually, there you go. There's a foundation of a novice program if you do some extra band work for your triceps, for your delts, upper back, because there's no rows in there. No good mornings either. I don't know, that could be a problem too, right? But it comes down to that point of how many exercises can you push a novice on? Really, not that many. You realistically expect a novice to make good progression on more than about 5 exercises, 6 exercises? Probably not. Okay. But here's the point with all that. Here's the point with all of it. Why do we need more novice programs? Shouldn't the goal of a novice program be to get you through your noob gains as quickly as possible? And I even have novices now who are like, well, didn't you say back in the day, okay, didn't you say back in the day that you expect a novice to reach X amount of strength on your novice program before they quit? Yeah, but didn't I retract that later? Yeah, see where I'm going with this? There's a lot of things that we can say based upon bias. Because the truth is, I've never trained someone in person who didn't reach a 315 squat for reps and a 405 deadlift for reps in the first year. 225 bench for reps in their first year. But they were also being trained in person. I made sure they had good form. And 90% of you guys don't. I mean, let's just be honest here. And I know this from coaching people. How many of you guys out there ran my novice program or starting strength, then you ran 531 or whatever else, and you still don't know how to perform a basic squat or a basic bench press? I'm going to say the majority. Because the reality is, the majority of guys simply will not watch form videos or read books on form and film themselves and do what they are told to do in the book or in the video. They will not do it. They won't do it. And I don't know why that is. They're lazy. They think they know what they're doing. They think that they know more than the coaches writing the books or making the form check videos. Okay? For whatever reason, they make excuses, and it's stupid ass, ignorant ass, moronic ass excuses. Well, if I turn my knuckles up, it hurts my shoulders on the bench press because they have weak ass triceps in bad form and they don't get tight, and it seems to be the only way that doesn't hurt because their shoulders hurt in general. So then they do a technique that's going to damage their shoulders and stuff in the long term anyways. Okay, because they think that they know more than the people telling them that this is the correct way to do it, or because when you show them over and over how to arch and how to get tight, they just refuse to do it because they're like, well, it feels tight to me. No, it's not, and it's not tight. You're not getting tight. You know that your lower back is an inch from the thing. You know that you're benching flat back. You know that. They won't bother to learn how to perform lifts correctly. Okay, that's a big part of it. And when you try to explain to people the importance of getting tight, they completely ignore that. Instead of realizing that when we say to get tight, we don't mean that it's optional. We don't mean you should just, I don't know, I can go ahead and just loosely grip the bar. They make excuses, well, it's hard to stay tight for the whole set. Well, maybe you need to concentrate on that. Okay? Maybe you need to concentrate on that. Maybe you need to learn how to lift. See my hands up? Look at my hand position on the bench. Wrists are stacked, elbows are stacked. Bar is directly above the wrist bone. Wrist bone directly above the elbow. You could draw a straight line going down through there. Okay? Stacked, touching my lower chest, pulling the bar apart. Right? Deadlift, my chest is up out of the bottom, pulling in tight. So watch these things. They won't learn how to do it. That's why they don't make this progress on these programs. Or they're afraid to eat. Oh, I'm afraid to get fat. Or they overbulk in their first month and then they try to cut the rest of the time because they got too fat because they did something really, really dumb, like eat so much pizza and ice cream that they gained 25 pounds in 6 weeks. Okay, instead of just gaining the pound a week like they should have. As a novice, a pound a week is fine as a novice, especially a skinny novice. If you're skinny, you're a skinny underweight novice, you better be gaining a pound a week. And if you're not skinny, gaining, a pound every 2 weeks. They won't do it correctly. So then they get fat and then they have to cut and worry about their body fat the rest of their noob gains. And they never get their noob gains. They never get there. So we don't need more new programs. There are already multiple successful ones. I have a couple of completely successful ones for 2 different demographics. Okay, they're starting strength. They're strong lifts. Hell, you could run strong lifts and throw in some curls and tricep extensions or some chin-ups, and it would actually be fine. So what I would ask the guys out here asking, or you could do any of them and just replace add box squats. Replace the back squat with a box squat so you learn to squat correctly. Because the box squat is a training tool. It teaches guys how to learn how to squat. It teaches you how to power squat instead of trying to half-ass Olympic squat. Okay. All these novices could all run any one of these programs. It doesn't matter. Pick the one that suits your lifestyle then. The one that fits your recovery. And learn the lifts correctly. Take form advice for real. Watch the different stuff that I put out for free. Read books on how to perform basic form. And film yourself and be honest with yourself. Instead of saying, okay, no. Do you think or do you know? Were you squeezing the bar hard enough to keep your wrist up or not? Were you bracing and squeezing your core against your belt as hard as you possibly could? Or weren't you? There's no ambiguity. Either you were or you weren't. If you need to ask someone, or you think instead of you know, then the answer is no, you didn't. And this is the stuff that as I coach over 20 clients at any given time, many of whom are novices, this is the stuff I realize more and more. This is why people struggle. They refuse to learn to get tight. They refuse to eat correctly, eat enough. They refuse to learn how to perform the lifts correctly and be explosive and powerful. When we say drive hard, we mean throw the damn bar through the ceiling. When we say tight, we mean ratchet up so tight that your girlfriend couldn't pull a pencil out of your ass with a tractor. These factors are literally the reasons anyone feels that any of the novice programs, any of them, do not produce phenomenal results. They all work. You don't need more novice programs. You need to quit being a lazy pussy, and you need to quit thinking that you know more than the coaches who write the stuff. If you do that, any of the novice programs will work. Okay, any of them will work. And if you can't figure out how to motivate yourself to do these things correctly, you need to hire a coach. Let's come over to the point, well, I can't afford a coach. Well, then maybe you need to get your priorities straight. Because if you can't afford a good coach, you clearly have a bunch of things going wrong in your life. Maybe your gains are the least of your concerns at that point. And if you can't afford that still because of whatever circumstance, well, all the information's there for free if you now have the free time. Clearly, you don't work so many hours that you'd like free time. Well, watch all my info. I teach you everything that you need to know. Problem solved. You don't need another novice program. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.